you curse them out and punch them in the face. That's the truth of things, right? If somebody tells you that they love you and then they cheat on you, or they tell you they love you, or they're mean to you, or they tell you they love you and they hit you, they don't love you, okay? They don't. I've had people say before, oh, but you don't know if they don't love you. Oh, yeah, I do. You know the tree by the fruit it bears, okay? They don't love you. They may have their own twisted sense of whatever it is that comes from their own background and their own baggage and their own situation in the past, but none of that matters now. The reality of it is, look at what people do, and that will tell you the truth of the situation, okay? So if this guy is pulling away from you, maybe he wants out of the whole thing, or maybe he just doesn't want anymore. All right, next question. I'm just getting to know a new man. He's in his early 30s and divorced after 6 years of marriage, and only has as of 7 months ago. Okay, I'm reading this. Here we go. Is it legitimately too soon for him to have healed and not be a giant cart of baggage? Thanks. Okay, here's the question again. I'm just getting to know a new man. He's in his early 30s and divorced after 6 years of marriage, and only as of 7 months ago. So I guess it means he got divorced 7 months ago. Is it legitimately too soon for him to have healed and not be a giant cart of baggage? Thanks. Um, Probably too soon. Yes. But it depends on the relationship and it depends on what was happening. Like it might have been one of those situations where the relationship was over for a long time and just nobody really wanted to admit it. Like they drifted apart and they were just kind of cohabitating. They were more like roommates. If it was an ending like that, then he might be like, good times, let's go. Especially if he got married around 24, that's relatively young. So, well, early 30s. So he got married in his mid 20s. So it just depends. What I would say is go slow. Go really, really slow. Okay? Don't get overly emotionally invested in this guy too quickly. Because even if he falls all in love with you and everything, he is bringing in this giant cart of baggage because it's the only point of reference that he's got, his last relationship. And how the relationship ended really has a huge influence on this. Like, if they were dating since high school, he married his best friend, they've both kind of changed because it's been 15 years. They're still friends, they just decided to go their separate ways. That's one thing. If he walked in on her having sex with his brother, that's totally different. Okay? So it is going to take some time for him to resolve and process the ending of this relationship and legitimately mourn it and legitimately let it go. And trying to move too quickly into a new relationship is obviously not going to let that happen and actually make it really detrimental. So my answer is it is probably too soon and take it really slow. Let things develop and manifest on their own. And if you feel like he's bringing a lot of baggage into this situation, what you have to help him understand is that you are not his ex, okay? That for whatever reason, you are not the person that the relationship didn't work out with. Because a lot of times people take things that are from the past and they put it into the future. If she broke my heart, so you're going to break my heart. He cheated, so you're going to cheat. And quite often, it's even like, not only did my last boyfriend cheat, but my dad cheated. That I learned, people learn at a very early age what relationships are supposed to look like. And you learn this from observation of your parents and for the other people that have relationships in your life. Okay? And so for those of you out there with children, pay attention to this, okay? Because your relationship with your significant other is going to be your children's relationship with their significant other. You understand? If you and your husband or you and your wife or you or your boyfriend or you and your girlfriend fight all the time, then your child is going to fight all the time with their significant other. If you yell at each other, they're going to yell. If you're abusive to each other, they're going to be abusive. So if you don't want that kind of relationship for your children, first, why are you choosing it for yourself if you wouldn't choose it for your children? But secondly, if you want to start making a new example for them, then yes, start changing your current relationship. Does that make sense? Like there was a quote I posted recently on my Facebook fan page, facebook.com/B Dave Walters, that said, you shouldn't worry about your children not listening. You should worry about the fact that your children are always watching. Okay? Everything you do, they're going to duplicate. So you want them to have better, you be better, right? And so that was a kind of a segue out of this. But again, the simple solution is yeah, it's probably too much. And this one is way too long to ask with the time that I've got left. The question is, what are your views on the war on drugs? I will try and answer this in about 2 minutes, because here in a couple of minutes I'm going to play us off with that thing that I promised for my Hindu brothers and sisters. The war on drugs. I will say just what my opinion on drugs in general is, and this actually kind of speaks to what I was saying about the friends with benefits and all of that stuff. Obviously, I can't endorse anything that breaks the law, but I feel like what one or more consenting adults do that's not hurting them or not hurting anyone else, then it should be up to them to do it. And it's not my place to judge. That's between them and God, what's right and wrong. I don't live their life. I will say, I know a lot of celebrities, I know a lot of famous people, and I know a lot of people that use drugs, and I've seen it go poorly 100% of the time. It's just like at one point I worked in a casino. I was a professional gambler, actually. You may not know that about me. But I got paid to gamble with other people's money, so that was perfect. And one thing I learned, if you stay at the table long enough, you will lose. 100% of the time, the house wins. Over a long enough timeline, the house wins. And in this case, the drugs or the house. Okay, over a long enough timeline, the drugs will win, you will not. Now, as for the war on drugs, I think there are a lot of people that are in prison doing time that's probably not commiserate with their crime. I think somebody getting 50 years for an ounce of weed is probably a tragedy, but the simplest way around that is just not to break the law in the first place. So that's my answer to that. Now, I'm about to play us off with something great that I think you're going to enjoy, and hopefully it's going to work when I play it. But before I do, let me share with you what is the sound of one hand clapping, because I said I was going to do it. What is the sound of one hand clapping? And the answer to this is it is the sound of one hand clapping. That's actually the answer. It really is. It is the sound of one hand clapping. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not up, it's not down, it's not loud, it's not soft, it just is, right? And that is why I brought it up at the beginning, is as you look at things with your mindset, nothing is actually really good or bad. In fact, we've proven it is good and bad simultaneously. And as we move in on the 5-minute mark here, I just wanted to leave that with you, that things aren't good or bad, they just are, okay? And you have to choose for yourself which one you are going to choose to perceive it as. Okay? You decide whether or not it's good or bad. You decide whether or not it is something that you like or do or don't want in your life or want to attract or repel from yourself. Life just is. The world just is. Creation just is. And out of that, you choose what you want for yourself. The life you've got, you chose. The job you've got, you chose. The relationship you've got, you chose. The problems you've got, you chose. That may be painful to hear, but it's the truth. But here's the good news. Since you chose it, you can change it. All you got to do is make a new choice. So like always, you are great. I love you. Thank you for tuning in to Rise Up with B. Dave Walters, again broadcasting on Party 93.4, Party 94.9, and worldwide on Party934.com. You can find me anywhere, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, MySpace, all of them at B. Dave Walters, and also at my website, peacelovemoney.com. So I'm going to leave you with something here that's pretty awesome. Like I said, today is a special holy day for Shiva, the Hindu god. So I'm leaving you with a little chanting here that I think you're going to really enjoy. So listen to some of it as we kind of move on out here. And yes, I went from Schrodinger's cat to Plato to Jimi Hendrix to Hindu chanting with some relationships and positive thinking dabbled in there in about an hour. Because why? I can do that. That's why I'm awesome. And that's why you're awesome, because you stayed with me and listened to it. So as always, you are great. I love you. Make a new choice. See things in a different way. And you're going to see your life start to change very quickly. You're fantastic. I love you. Bye.